Friday, January 8th. Hope you're keeping warm. This is Breakfast with Bridgett on News 6 Plus and ClickOrlando.com. I'm Bridgett Ellison. Good to be with you. This morning, we will be talking to Planet Fitness about staying on track with the fitness goals this new year. You know, lots of people set that resolution to get out more, exercise more. And we'll talk about some tips and tricks to try to make that easier to stay on track with a little bit later. But first, though, that big story, of course, is the weather. And a lot of folks have been trying to keep warm. We've got ferneries trying to keep their plants from dying. So lots of people going through this cold weather right now and trying to brace for it. And Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is in the Pinpoint Weather Center. And Candace, now it's really getting real because I know yesterday it was sort of like we were starting to go down and now we're sort of settled into this cold weather.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, temperatures this morning are feeling the same as yesterday, but the actual temperatures are colder. And you'd be like, what'd you say? Come again? Yesterday, the actual temperatures were a touch warmer, but we had more of a breeze in place. So it felt colder. But what it felt like is what now our actual temperatures are like. So
and you know what? I have to tell you, Candace, this is just real life. You know how we joked about the kids not wanting to wear the coats, and guess whose kids didn't want to wear coats yesterday?
Let me think. Were they frozen when you picked them up from school?
It was not cute. It was not a good moment.
I mean, and one of my daughters, she wears like tights, and sometimes she'll wear tights but no socks. And so she sometimes stresses out, like, what happens if it gets too hot that I don't have socks if I change out my tights and this? And I'm like, listen, you're not going to have to worry about being hot today or tomorrow, which is today. I mean, at the end of the day, temperatures just stay in the upper 50s. It's just so funny. You know, at the end of the day, it's a learning experience.
It is a learning experience. Just like that story we had from Ginger. We have that coming up today, too. So
there you go. Are they going to get their sweaters?
Are they going to get their sweaters today? Little buds of promise.
Oh, yes. Sometimes you're going to let them make their own mistakes and, reap the consequences. Let's talk about the weather forecast. That's true. But yes, grab the sweaters. You'll be needing them through a big portion of the day right now. We are below freezing for actual temperatures this morning in areas of Marion County. So frosty, freezing to start. We will be staying in the 50s throughout the majority of the day, maybe a few 60s just by the time 3-4 o'clock rolls around. But we will see milder conditions Friday and Saturday, all ahead of our next cold front that will come through Saturday, bringing a little bit of rain in the forecast. But even with that cold front coming through, although it's not going to be the big blast that we just dealt with or still dealing with, it's still going to be much cooler than average. Our average for this time of the year is about 72. By next week, we'll still be in those 60s. So we got that freeze warning in place for Marion County, and then areas to the east and south of Marion, including Flagler, Inland Volusia, Lake and Sumter County, are under a frost advisory, meaning the potential for freeze and frosty conditions will be in place for another maybe 2 hours or so. We don't have as much of a breeze in place. When it's not windy, it gives the opportunity for more frost to develop. So temperatures, this is what you need to know. The moment you walk out the door, you probably felt it. If you're one of those like me who's just trying to save money and not run the AC, it was I think it was 60 degrees inside my house this morning.
Oof.
I know. It's, the kids certainly quickly put on their sweaters. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you that. 35 right now in the Villages. We're at 43 in Cocoa Beach. So as we take you here hour by hour, 59. That is going to be our high today. A few low 60s can't be ruled out. But notice we're going to start warming things up a little bit Friday and Saturday, still below average. And then we're watching another front come through on Saturday. So let's kind of show you what this next front is going to do. Thursday, Friday, it's all about where that ridge of high pressure is going to be. By Friday, we'll have more of a return flow off the ocean, which will slowly start warming up a bit. But notice what's happening there to our west. We basically have a big Arctic blast once again coming in from the north, but it's going to be meeting up with moisture from the south. And that collision of moisture and freezing temperatures is going to make another rough go at it for Friday into Saturday. Rain, snow, sleet, all of that mixed in as far as south as Georgia and the Carolinas. It's going to be another messy ice storm potentially. And many parts, the tail end of that front locally here will be upping our rain chances just a bit. Look at that, another cold front just on its way in by early next week. So it looks like we could stay under this trend for quite some time. For those who are interested further north, you can see a big portion of areas of northern Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, into Kentucky and Tennessee are under actually winter storm watches that far south. So again, if you have any travel plans, that's something that you will be having to contend with. So looking here at your rain chances for Saturday, will be at about a 30 to 40%. Storm chances still look minimal for the weekend, but just want to give you a heads up that will be, something that we'll have to contend with a bit this weekend. And then look at that. Temperatures will be staying below average until further notice. So it won't be as frigid as it has been the last few mornings, but certainly you'll need your sweaters for another couple of runs.
Okay. Well, you know what? It is really nice weather, though, as long as you're prepared. That's the main thing. So.
Right. And then, during the day, you can sit outside, enjoy the beautiful weather. And the moment the sun starts to go down, your hands will tell you need to come inside.
Right. For sure. You know what, though? At least the mosquitoes aren't as bad.
I know. If we actually were able to get down to freezing as far south as Orlando, which doesn't look like that's going to be the case, but yeah, it would help kind of limit
buggies. Yeah.
I know.
All right,
it's the circle of life.
It is. It really is. Wild Florida. Thank you, Candace.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, you know what? We talk about that cold weather and the kids and the plants and the pets. And Trooper Steve is getting ready to head out to Orange County Animal Services today. Hi, Steve.
Hello. Yes, it is going to be our first visit to Orange County Animal Services for 2025. And we are going to feature a 10-year-old puppy. They're all puppies to me.
But the stories are so interesting.
The stories are always so interesting. So this is Jaco. His name is Jaco. Alpha 296982. If you want to Google him, he's a 10-year-old surrender that came in to the shelter back in 2014 as a puppy. So 10 years ago, he's calm, good with dogs, and very sweet. And as a senior this month, his adoption fee is only $10. So $10 for a life blows my mind. He shouldn't even be here in the first place. But you even pointed out this morning, look at those eyes. Look at that face. This guy is going to be featured on Trooper Steve on Patrol 10 a.m. I can already tell I'm going to bring a blanket. I'm going to sit on the floor with the guy. Just look. Bridgett, I need to quit the corporate business and open up a rescue. I think that's my next mission.
They're like honey. Yeah.
So Orange County Animal Services obviously always doing whatever they can to get their dogs featured and their cats featured. So we do what we can with them as well.
And this is like rough weather for pets too.
Absolutely.
Because if we're cold, they're cold.
Butter. Yeah, I don't know. Margaret this morning,
does she like cold weather?
She's a diva, Bridgett. I'm telling you.
She did not want to go out.
To full, like she was wearing her birthday suit, just spread out on the pillow, on her back, right in my face this morning. And I was just like, it's 50 degrees in this house. And she's perfectly fine. I'm with Candace on this. I haven't turned the heater on yet. So, but yes, they get the zoomies. I'm hoping Jaco gets the zoomies out there. But yeah, good to safety tip. Make sure you care for your outside too long.
Yeah, the short visits.
Short, but it's funny because if you hop on social media, some of these, you'll let the door out up north and you'll see the dog walk up to the door and they're like, nah. I'll hold it.
I know. Woof.
So
I don't want to go to the bathroom outside either, but hey.
Right. Well, me either. Just saying. Let's talk about some traffic real quick. Up in Altoona, guys, this morning we're seeing some major delays because of an unfortunate fatal crash that took place this early morning. County Road 42 at Hinson Road. So east and westbound in Altoona completely shut down. And I'm giving you an alternate I found of County Road 450, aka Collins Street. It's going to bring you up and down and around this crash. This will be there for quite some time. So please be careful as you're cruising through there. I-4 drive times on the rise this morning. 38 minutes, Champions Gate to downtown Orlando. And then your westbound travel time. So John Young out of our area, 26 minutes. Adding Lake Mary to Maitland, 10. Not a bad gig there. but the delay is solid in all our normal spots. What does this tell me? The holidays are over, and y'all need to get back to driving safely out here. So the fatal crash, only crazy one that I watched, but people just need to make sure they're watching out for their delays as those will continue. And then earlier we had a crash up in Deltona, but things look like they're clear, Bridgett. So join me today, 10 a.m., clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, YouTube, or wherever you stream us at, so you can meet Jaco and watch me roll around like a little kid.
All right. And we have that 100% adoption rate, so we can't wait to hear where he's going to go next. All right. We'll see you then. Thanks, Steve. We're following a big story out west this morning. The wildfires are raging in California. Evacuees have even had to abandon their cars as they take their pets and are basically running for their lives in some parts around these wildfires right now. And so here is a story right now from Daniel Backus from CBS about what's happening in this firefight.
Firefighters in Southern California pushed to the brink while now trying to contain multiple fast-spreading brush fires that have engulfed homes and forced the evacuation of tens of thousands of residents.
It seemed to me, let's get out of here. Whatever I lose, I lose.
The massive fire in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood of Los Angeles exploded in a matter of hours. Hundreds of motorists and their pets had no choice but to abandon their cars on the highway.
There's a lot of fire right there. That's why the people coming.
Further inland, the Eaton Canyon fire has rapidly burned hundreds of acres, forcing the swift evacuation of a senior living center.
It's tough. We got to lift them up, put them in the vans, and then take the wheelchairs at the same time, so we got to get everybody out of here.
And this is what firefighters are up against. They've been fighting flames like this throughout the night. And because of the high wind gusts, they're unable to fly water-dropping aircrafts that are crucial to this firefight.
We're working seamlessly and closely to ensure that we are protecting lives and property first.
The National Weather Service predicts the winds will weaken later today, though the extent of the damage from these fast-spreading fires is yet to be seen. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And we will be bringing you more updates on that story with the wildfires in California throughout the day, including News 6 at noon. We'll have another update there. We're looking at the homeless crisis across Central Florida. There have been some new laws put in place. Orange County and Kissimmee passed ordinances last night that involve a little bit of controversy here because it bans the homeless from sleeping on public property. News 6's Angie Casada has more on what's happening here locally with the homeless, including dealing with this cold weather right now.
The new state law requires counties and cities to enforce camping bans or risk lawsuits. Both Orange County and Kissimmee passed their ordinances last night.
In order to get some of these individuals off the streets, you have to address the underlying issues.
The county says enforcement will focus on connecting individuals with housing and mental health services.
This is no longer a church and charity problem. It's a city-county problem. Somewhat hopeful that Orange County might be the one to stand up to the school bully, in this case the state, and say once and for all, no.
Critics argue the region's growing homeless population needs long-term solutions, not penalties.
All right, we're going to be right back with Planet Fitness to talk about your fitness goals in the new year. Welcome back. We want to talk about those New Year's fitness goals this morning, and that's why we have Brandon Barnes from Planet Fitness out in St. Cloud joining us. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning. How are you?
Great. You know, we have always looked at New Year's as that time when people try to set some goals to, have self-improvement, and it's on all different levels, and fitness is one of the popular ones, so I'd imagine that you get busy this time of year.
Yeah, it's been a little nerve wracking, but it's nice for
And you
sure.
see you see a surge of people signing up, and there's a good deal right now where you can just sign up for $1. So I mean, it's super easy to join. The hard part is sticking with it. And so what can people do to stick with those goals? Because they call it, I think they call it like quitting Friday, where it's like the second or third Friday into January. A lot of people have already quit most of those resolutions.
Well, we do recommend bringing in a friend with you. It
Mm-hmm.
is a lot easier when you have someone else as well. And not only that, but they can also help you stay consistent with your goals.
Mm-hmm. So it's like that accountability, like someone to sort of make sure, like, hey, did you work out or did you eat right today? That buddy system.
Exactly.
Yeah. And when we look at coming to the gym or maybe getting outside, how can you set something realistic? Because a lot of times people will say, well, I want to just lose a certain amount of weight, or maybe they want to be at a certain number or something like that. And it can be hard to really stick to that. So, what are some other ways to sort of keep, keep some sort of goal so you can keep momentum, even if it's not like a numbers focused goal?
I would say write down your goals for sure. Um, Having them in your mind is one thing, but actually having them down on paper is a whole other
Oh,
ordeal.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And so, what's a good place to start? Because I know that with Planet Fitness, I know one of the marketing things has always been that it's for everyone. Like, you don't have to be like the really professional, you know, fitness type. You don't have to have tons of experience. That's always been sort of, and they've poked fun at it over the years with different commercials and stuff. So, why is it that it's built around the idea of even the self starter? How do you make it more comfortable for people who are just getting started with fitness journeys?
Well, we do believe that Planet Fitness is for everyone. We do believe in making achievable goals, making every move and workout count, while celebrating the wins, big or small, along the way with high value experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
And you do have trainers if you maybe don't know what to do. You can work with a trainer for a while or regularly. Like, how does that work?
So we do offer free personal training classes for both of our membership options.
Mm-hmm. And then once you sort of get a plan set up, like, is that something you're going to map out for people so that they can just repeat that when they come in? Or, how do you make sure that you're doing exercises correctly, because you don't want to get hurt and then be out of the game completely with your fitness goal?
Yeah, for sure. Yes, you can work directly with our trainer as many times as you'd like per week. You just sign all that through the Planet Fitness mobile app. Alongside that, we do have something called Design Your Own Program as well. That one, you sit down with the trainer and create basically the workout program.
Mm-hmm. And what if you're someone who's not sure about what types of exercises you should be doing? Because sometimes, everybody is different. And so maybe there's different muscle groups or different things that you want to work on, and you're not sure where to begin or how to begin. What's your best advice in how to set up a practice around that?
Definitely work closely with our trainer. Is if it is your first time inside of the gym,
Mm-hmm.
sign up for the Design Your Own Program classes, and then work with them. They'll help you get started for sure.
Mm-hmm. And what about when it comes to getting that doctor's advice first? Because sometimes, you may need to do something more clinical or more like a physical therapy route. Sometimes that happens depending on different health issues you have going on.
Um, if you would like to speak to your PCP first, that is completely okay. Again, that would be more directed towards the trainer. But I can tell you that our training classes are completely free of charge.
Mm-hmm. And when it comes to signing up, or maybe you've signed up and maybe it's not right for you. How does all that work? Because I know right now in January you have a surge of people that join the gyms and want to get on track, but maybe something does happen and you need to quit the gym. How does all that work with signing up, and then maybe if you have to cancel it?
Okay, so signing up, we have 3 ways to sign up. 1, you can find a very friendly team member and club. 2, you can sign up online at planetfitness.com. And the third one would be through our Planet Fitness mobile apps, Planet Fitness Workouts from the iOS or App Store. Mm-hmm. And then cancellation's also very easy now. You can cancel online at planetfitness.com, and you can come in club to do so as well.
All right. And what about other options there? Because I know I was a member of Planet Fitness, and you used to have lots of amenities and different types of things. And really you could sort of tailor things to what you wanted to do, whether it was cardio or maybe even at one point tanning and weightlifting and classes. So what do the different locations have these days?
So different locations, we do have hydro massage beds, massage chairs, tanning, the red light therapy as well. We are also excited to announce that we are bringing 3 new machines to every single location worldwide. That's going to be the supine bench press, the hack squat, and then the calf raise as well.
Awesome. Well, Brandon, it's great to get these updates, and I'm so thankful that it's still such an affordable option for people that want to get started and, get something going, especially in the new year. It's really affordable. So we appreciate you stopping in.
Of course. You have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye. All righty. So we talked about the little ones this morning, and Ginger has a great story. News 6 anchor Ginger Gadsden has a great story this morning about the learning experience where they are not just teaching kids ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but lessons in kindness.
In a world where kindness can feel in short supply, these little ones at the learning experience in Apopka are discovering that philanthropy isn't just a big word. It's about small, meaningful gestures.
Philanthropy means doing a good deed.
Teacher Michaela Williams, or Miss K, uses a kindness board to show how these 4- and 5-year-olds can learn from each other.
She's a great big help in the classroom.
And inspire others to be helpful.
Well, I wouldn't say they're too young. They start learning when they're a baby. They learn from us every day. Everything is repetition.
Repetition is part of every class. Here, students write thank you cards, read books, and use toys like Charity and Grace to bring kindness to life.
And our 2 friends today are going to be helping us learn about kindness and giving back.
They've participated in food drives.
We donated those cans to help people that do not have food. And that was one way that we showed kindness.
And come up with other creative ideas, like sharing jackets to help kids stay warm in winter. The kindness lessons don't just stay in the classroom. The center's curriculum specialist sees the impact daily.
You can see how they give hugs each other when their friend cries or their friend is upset.
Even the kids themselves have ideas for making the world kinder.
Yeah.
5-year-old Elia says he likes to hold the door for his teacher. And then when the teacher walks through the door, what do they say?
Thank you.
Yes, and how does that make you feel?
Happy.
It does. In Apopka, I'm News 6 anchor Ginger Gadsden.
Isn't that the sweetest thing? I really love how they're learning about everything, and those soft skills are so important, and it goes a long, long way, like she said, for a lifetime. Speaking of the kiddos, Girl Scout cookies going to be going on sale before you know it. That's not helping your resolution, right? But it is teaching them some business skills. So s'mores and Toast J are going away. They've been around since 2017 and 2021. So this will be the last year you can stock up on those flavors. But if you know, like I know, Girl Scouts is probably working on some more yummy flavors to add to the lineup. So we'll let you know if we find out any more about that as well. So check with your local Girl Scouts to get more information on that. It's going to do it for breakfast. We'll see you at noon. Have a great day.